morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lika Kenobi. And before we get started, we'd like you guys please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, we got this out of the way. Let's get into this. All right. Looks like the Disney chills, the fake fans or whatever, are trying their hardest to bring back the Acolyte. That's right. They're trying to bring back the Acolyte, but people like us, we know how it's been. We know what the results were. We know that the show sucked. But here's the article. Let's read it. Media claims the Acolyte was a massive success using misleading data. Of course. Leslie Headland's wife promises to tout supposed demand and shifts blame. So Leslie Headland's wife, who portrayed as one of the Disney Star Wars Jedi characters, which is this person right here, is pleading that they want a second season out of this. Man, it ain't gonna happen, bro. I don't know what they're wasting their time for. So let's take a read at this and see what's going on. A strange thing is happening in Hollywood media. Months after the disaster quietly canceled The Acolyte, the narrative around the show is being aggressively engineered using the misleading metric of demand. Entertainment outlets like Collider and Screen Rant have begun publishing articles claiming the series was a misunderstood success. At the same time, the Acolyte actress Rebecca Henderson, who happens to be married to the show's creator Leslie Headland, has taken to Instagram claiming the show was a massive hit for Disney Plus and was canceled for reasons unrelated to performance. It was due to views. Sure, it may have gone the highest views in Disney Plus, but did it get the highest views overall? No, it didn't. Because the show sucked. The centerpiece of this PR push, a February 2025 Parrot Analytics report that claims that The Acolyte had 20.8 times the demand of the average US TV series. But a closer look reveals that this really is a deliberate campaign to reframe a failed project. It's a last-ditched effort to rewrite the legacy of a series that underdelivered on nearly every front, financial, critically, and with audiences. Let's examine what the media isn't telling you about this misleading demand metric as it pertains to The Acolyte. What Parrot Analytics actually measures. Parrot Analytics does not track viewership. It doesn't report how many people streamed The Acolyte on Disney Plus, how many finished it, or how many paid subscriptions it generated. Parrot Analytics has found that the audience demand for The Acolyte is 20.4 times the demand of the average TV series in the United States in the last 30 days. In Twitter, 2.7% of all shows in this market have this level of demand. Please, give me a break. Instead, Parrot measures audiences' demand a nebulous metric that includes Google searches, Wikipedia activity, YouTube views, social media mentions, piracy activity, and content engagement. In short, it measures how much a show is being talked about, not whether people are watching it or even enjoying it. Parrot does not measure subscriber data, total watch time, completion rate, unique viewers, revenue impact, churn, or acquisition value for platforms like Disney Plus. Exactly. That would be data a company like Disney would use to determine whether a show is a viable option for another season. Parrot's data is best understood as a proxy for interest, and the interest can be positive or negative or neutral. Parrot does not distinguish sentiment. So if The Acolyte was being widely criticized, discussed in YouTube breakdowns, trending on Reddit for controversial reasons, or reviewed on in bulk, even negatively, that could still inflate its demand rating dramatically. This system can be easily skewed by controversy A show generating backlash, criticism, and constant debate can perform very well in Parrot's system. Despite being a failure in every other respect that actually matters to Hollywood corporate bin counters, The Acolyte wasn't a hit. It was a drop of disaster. Collider's article claims The Acolyte score more than 20 times the average demand seen in the current streaming landscape, framing it as rare and indicative of a sleeper hit. They go as far as to write viewers can't get enough of The Acolyte, but that frame directly contradicts the actual viewership numbers. Yeah, they were on the top, and then of course it went lower because people were not watching the show. It is bad. The show really sucked. But still, they try their best and they're not going to win. The Acolyte had a 2.7 billion minutes watched in 2024. While this made it the second most watched original on Disney Plus for the year, it didn't come close to breaking into the top 10. Streaming originals across platforms, let alone being 20 times more popular than the average American television show, the 10th most watched original in 2024's Netflix Love is Blind, bought in 7.3 billion minutes. That's nearly triple the Acolyte's numbers. More importantly, the series suffered from extreme audiences drop off. The premiere was to its high point. Each episode thereafter saw a decline in viewership. By the finale, intended to be the show's climax, engagement hit the lowest point of the season. This mirrors the trajectory of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Loud launch, audience erosion, disappointing finish. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, dude. Yeah, it may have gone second place. It may have gone second place in the Acolyte, but it still didn't make the top 10 overall on every other stream. Every show that they have tried to bring out, every show that they have tried to bring out there out of Disney Plus to go against other streaming channels has failed miserably, dude. So that goes to tell you, man. Even Percy Jackson, The Olympians, which debuted weeks earlier and had part of its reporting period excluded from the year's data, outperformed The Acolyte in total watch time. If The Acolyte had really been a breakout success, it would have been quietly canceled with no announcement. The data tells the real story. Leslie Heelan's wife speaks, but is she speaking for Headland? On social media, actress Rebecca Henderson made the bold claim The Acolyte has been a massive hit for Disney Plus. It was canceled because of the YKYK, but the fans love it and we love you. No, they don't. We don't love it. It sucked. Come on, give me a break. This message came after the Collider article went viral and seeks part of the same messaging strategy. It's an effort to push back against critics and fuel hashtags like Renew the Acolyte. But let's consider the source. Henderson is not only a cast member, she is married to the Acolyte showrunner Leslie Heeland. It's notable that Headland herself has remained completely silent since the show's cancellation. No statements, no interviews, no quotes. Many observers now believe Henderson could be acting as her public voice, attempting to shape the discourse while shielding Headland from direct criticism. It's worth remembering that Leslie Headland has long been a controversial figure. Before helming the Acolyte, she worked as Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant, a detail she's acknowledged publicly but which continues to raise eyebrows. Her selection to lead a Star Wars series was met with skepticism from many longtime fans, especially given her limited experience with large franchise storytelling. Of course. Now, with the Acolyte's failure on record, this sudden media offensive seems designed to rehabilitate her image, deflect blame, and keep her in contention for future high profile work. The financial incentives behind the spin. At the root of its narrative pivot lies one undeniable motive: money. A 200 billion gamble that didn't pay off. The Acolyte wasn't a small scale streaming experiment. It reportedly cost more than 230 million to produce, a staggering budget for a single season television series. That kind of cost demands results. When they didn't materialize, the project became liability. Reframing the show as a misunderstood hit helps soften the blow. It shows to save face while providing cover for Disney during airings reports. It also protects Edlund's future in the industry. The entire media pivot appears to serve one core purpose: rehabilitating Leslie Hinland's public image. If she becomes known as the showrunner for who oversaw a 230 million Star Wars disaster, her future prospects dim significantly. This PR push could be trying to ensure she's seen not as a liability, but as a misunderstood creative voice with unfinished business. Disney Plus and Lucasfilm's image management. The streaming era has not been kind to Star Wars. Skeleton Crew struggled to generate traction. Ahsoka lost viewers week over week. Even the critically acclaimed Dandor to perform, letting the Acolyte fall and had challenged, which only deepened the perception that Lucasfilm is creatively adrift. That's why this sudden pivot to Parrot analytics matters. It's not about accuracy, it's about optics. If the press can say, look how much demand this show had, it detracts from the hard truth. The audience left and Disney pulled the plug. It also protects leadership. Kathleen Kennedy's tenure is under scrutiny. The last thing Lucasfilm needs is another unambitious failure on her record as succession talks ramp up. Parrot Analytics benefits from being quoted. Parrot Analytics isn't a rating service. It's a for-profit data provider that thrives on being cited. The more coverage their demand metrics receive, the more valuable their service appears to studios and analysts. By highlighting the Acolyte as a case study in audience engagement, Parrot keeps its name in the conversation, even if that engagement was driven more by backlash than enthusiasm. They're not weighing in to clarify the data. They're staying silent, possibly because the confusion works in their favor. So the Acolyte demand a manufactured myth. The attempt to reframe the Acolyte as a success is not about being driven by fan demand. It's being orchestrated by vested interests, creatives, data firms, and media outlets who all stand to gain if the public can be convinced to forget the facts. But audiences remember. They know when they were disappointed. They know when they stopped watching. They know when they were being sold an idea that never delivered. Parrot's 20.8 demand doesn't change the reality that the Acolyte was expensive, underwatched, and ultimately canceled. All the spin in the galaxy can't change that. Let the record show the Acolyte was not a massive hit. It was a costly misfire and one that the public rejected and that Disney quietly buried. No amount of PR magic can undo the truth, and no amount of demand can rewrite the numbers. Like I said, dude, this Parrot company, bro, this Parrot company that they rely on is not going to help Star Wars. It's not going to help the Acolyte coming back, bro. So, like I said, dude, this ain't going to happen. So, don't worry about it. You got nothing to worry about, guys. This is not going to happen. They will not do this. But I will tell you this right now. If they do, bro, they are done. They're going to lose more money than ever. So, you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think of this article? So, please share this video. Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you watch The Acolyte? Do you see it as a success? Or do you see it as a failure? You guys let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. And thank you for supporting my channel. And I will see you all until next time. Bye, everyone.